Good morning, teachers and students. Thank you so much for being here. We're going to get started here in just about another minute. Just about one more minute, we'll get started. Thanks so much.
Hello, everyone. I'm Congresswoman Deb Haaland, and I'm honored to share a few words during this year's Discovery Festival. The 6th Annual Discovery Festival, hosted by Big Brothers Big Sisters, has become a wonderful tradition, providing a wide array of opportunities for New Mexico students to discover the future of STEM. New Mexico is home to many historic and consequential scientific breakthroughs, discoveries that range from revolutionizing the way we'll power the cities of the future to expanding our ability to explore the cosmos. This year, for the first time, Big Brothers Big Sisters of Central New Mexico is hosting Discovery Fest virtually. I'm amazed at how many events and presentations this team has put together under such challenges this year, and I'm delighted to see that a record number of New Mexico students will join the fun and the learning of Discovery Fest. New Mexico is an amazing home for technology, and our kids are in a great position to learn more and take advantage of our state's unique and important role in the national tech space. In Congress, I support expanding STEM. Opportunities like Discovery Fest and fighting for resources for your incredible teachers, because I know how important science, technology, engineering, and math will be for our future. I want to let you all know about my annual Congressional App Challenge that invites students to come up with one-of-a-kind apps and have their app displayed at the national level. Students learn to code, manage a project, and learn more about technology. In that spirit, I'm thrilled to welcome this future generation of innovators, inventors, and explorers, and all the incredible teachers developing these bright young minds to this year's event. Our beautiful state of New Mexico, America, and frankly, our whole world's future will be counting on the creativity and innovative spirit of you young people. So I want to encourage all the future physicists, researchers, biologists, and engineers watching right now to keep reaching for the stars. Learn all you can, and most of all, have fun at this year's Discovery Fest. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, Congresswoman Deb Haaland, for your wonderful words of support. Welcome to our Discovery Festival. My name is Will Tapia, and I'm the Advancement Coordinator for Big Brothers Big Sisters. I'm responsible for putting this event on year to year. So I'm just going to real quick mention what Discovery Festival looks like outside of a pandemic, and then talk about what Discovery Festival, of course, is looking like this year. So outside of a pandemic, Discovery Festival, for example, last year had about 3,000 registered students from all across central New Mexico. They descended for one day on the Albuquerque Convention Center, where we had 50 plus exhibitors from various areas of STEAM. And STEAM, of course, as we all know, stands for science, technology, engineering, art, and mathematics. And so this is a awesome, fantastic event. The students get a lot out of it, the teachers get a lot out of it, and even the exhibitors get a lot out of this event. Now this year, 2020, as we all know, I'm broadcasting from my home. As we all know, we're on a stay-at-home order here in New Mexico. So this year, because of the coronavirus pandemic, we've had to move our Discovery Festival totally virtually and totally online for 2020. So what that looks like is instead of a one-day event, we have a series of live streams, and we began all the way back on November the 2nd, if you can believe it. And we're going to be wrapping up on November the 24th. So in a couple of days here, we're going to be wrapping it up. And so we have a series of live streams scheduled throughout the month of November, where students and teachers, parents who have kids at home, all this kind of stuff can tune into these live streams for totally free, no cost whatsoever to them. And we'll live stream these from the comfort of your own home from various exhibitors all across STEAM. I do, as always, of course, being that I'm broadcasting from home, I have 15 screens up and 15 monitors up, but I do, as always, want to start our presentations by giving a quick shout out to some of our amazing sponsors and community partners for this event. Without these folks, what you're seeing would absolutely not be possible. So a big shout out here. Let me make sure I have the right screen up. Well, let's see. Big shout out as always, to our presenting sponsor, our Da Vinci presenting sponsor. That's our wonderful friends over at Honeywell. Honeywell has been a community partner of ours for years. They always do fantastic work. They gave 2 great presentations for this Discovery Festival, and you can check out those recordings if you visit our website, discoveryfestnm.org. And we have a list of events, and you can find recordings of previous demonstrations. And so a big shout out to Honeywell. They're just always fantastic, and they have been for so long for us. So thank you so much, Honeywell, for your support. To our Curie sponsor, Fidelity Investments. Fidelity also gave 2 presentations last week. They spoke about what is credit and why it's important to save. Even as an adult, that helped me out a lot personally. So please check that out if you haven't seen it yet. And it's available again on our website, discoveryfestnm.org. Fidelity normally has a 3-booth extravaganza at our Discovery Festival. It's a whole lot of fun. The students love it. And Fidelity, again, is a fantastic community partner of ours. So thank you so much, Fidelity, for your Curious sponsorship. To our ride sponsors, to Aztec Machine and Repair out in beautiful Bloomfield, New Mexico, and to Air Force Research Laboratories, AFRL. They presented on Tuesday of this week, and they talked about satellites, Velocity Victors. It was an amazing, amazing presentation. I know a lot of our students were really engaged for that. So again, check out that recording on our website. But thank you so much for your sponsorship, Aztec and AFRL. To our Newton sponsors, the Defense Threat Reduction Agency, DTRA, they're coming on here later this afternoon at 1 p.m. So be sure, if you're in middle school, if you're a middle schooler, please be sure to come back and check that presentation out. You're going to get a huge kick out of it. To Kirtland Air Force Base, they're coming on next week, so stay tuned for them. That's going to be awesome. Micronet Solutions, Sandia National Laboratories, and Presbyterian Hospitals. To all of our heroes there at Presbyterian, thank you so very much. A couple of ground rules here on the live stream. So if at any point this live stream goes down, I don't think it will. We haven't had any problems with that yet, but hey, this is technology and you never know, right? So if anything happens, if the live stream goes down, if there's a technical issue, just come right back here to our YouTube channel. That's the BBBS CNM YouTube channel where you're watching this wonderful video right now. Come right back to this YouTube channel and we will have the stream back up and running shortly. Secondly, please use that chat function. We have a live stream chat function where the students can send in their questions. Let us know where you're watching from. Teachers, if you're broadcasting this live stream inside of your Google Classroom, please, if your kids are asking questions, if your kids have comments, anything like that, please send those to us through the chat. Also through email, whatever's easier for you. But please send those questions to us. We want to make sure the kids are getting shout outs during the program and the kids are staying engaged throughout this whole exciting and awesome demonstration. Whew, that's a lot of words. I think that's all of my announcements for now. Again, please use that chat function. We'll ask them live and interact with them live on the program. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce our guest for this morning's live stream, the wonderful, the fantastic Arizona State University. Hey there, do we have you on?
Yes. Hi, everyone.
Howdy. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Welcome to the stream. I always talk for way too much in the beginning of these. It's a curse, and yeah, I was going to say it's a blessing and a curse, but it's mostly a curse. So I'm going to go ahead and pass it right over to you guys. And again, students, teachers, please use that chat function. We're going to ask them live on air, and I know they want to hear from you. So I'm going to turn it over to you guys, and we'll see you in a bit.
Thanks so much, Will.
Awesome. Thank you. Alrighty. Well, welcome, everyone. Welcome. We are Arizona State University. My name is Kaylee Graham. I am the Associate Director for Outreach and Recruitment in the IRA Fulton Schools of Engineering.
Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Mark Adawag. I'm the Associate Director for Recruitment and Outreach for the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences.
And with us today, we also have one of our current students. Irvin, do you want to jump on and introduce yourself as well?
Yeah, hey guys, my name's Irvin. I'm a senior studying chemical engineering at the Tempe Campus, and I'll be around also for any questions you guys may have, either about undergraduate research or other societies or clubs on campus and stuff like that.
Awesome. Well, welcome. So for those of you who are not familiar with Arizona State, we are located in Phoenix, Arizona. So we're right next door to New Mexico. We are very centrally located. This map just really gives you a big picture of who we are and where we're from. ASU does have multiple locations within Phoenix. And so if you look in this corner of this slide, you can see there are 4 main campuses. We have our West, our downtown, our Tempe campus, and our Polytechnic campuses. And so these are where you can find all of our programs. We do offer programs online as well. And at Arizona State University, we like to think of ourselves as one campus and many locations. Today, the programs that Mark and I will be highlighting are our STEM programs that can be found at the Tempe campus, as well as our Polytechnic campus. Here. So I'm going to go first. I'm going to talk about the Fulton Schools of Engineering and our engineering and technology programs. So we are the college at ASU that houses all of the engineering and the majority of technology programs. We are asking our students to engineer it, make it, design it, build it, and code it. So we include not only traditional engineering programs, but we have things like professional flight, computer science, graphic information technology, and a wide variety of different technology fields for our students. We are the largest schools of engineering in the country, and we're very proud of that because we are able to offer our students so many opportunities for support services and research. And we are really like one big family here at ASU. We have over 25 programs for our students. And one of the things that we just like to show is this snapshot of who we are as a college. And so some of the things that are very, very important to us, we have a high number of female students in STEM. Being a woman in STEM myself, it's definitely something that we're very passionate about at ASU. We have a high number of National Merit Scholars, underrepresented students, and underrepresented groups in our programs. ASU really does value itself on being inclusive. As long as you meet our requirements for admission into our programs, you are directly admitted. So we aren't selective and hold a set number of spots for certain students. We want everyone who is interested in getting an education with us to come and join us at ASU. We have a lot of funding, a lot of money available for students to fund not only their education, but also doing research right next to faculty, starting their own companies and startups and competing in different competitions. So we have all sorts of competitive teams, everything from students who build cars and race them to students who build their own companies and pitch them to employers and funders. So if anybody's ever seen Shark Tank, we have our own Shark Tank at ASU where our students can earn thousands of dollars for their companies. And so we really do provide our students with a lot of these opportunities, things that they can do even while COVID is going on and they might not be in class every day, or they're at home, they're across the country. I know some of our students are out of the country and studying with us right now. And so we do have a lot of these opportunities available to our students. Now, if you look at this slide, this is how we structure our college at ASU. So the Fulton Schools is made up of these 6 schools. The first 5 are at the Tempe campus, and the Polytechnic school is at the Polytechnic campus in Mesa. So it's about 30-35 minutes between the campuses. And each campus has its own program. So you won't see the same program duplicated across different campuses. They might have similar job outcomes, they might share faculty, but engineering and technology are interdisciplinary. And so what that means is you have to have a lot of information about a lot of different programs and lots of different experiences so that you can be the best engineer or the best computing professional that you can be to get the job that you want. So our students are not only learning about computer science, but they might also be learning some of the things that mechanical students are learning. They might be learning some things that you'll see in the life sciences. And so we want our students to get a well-rounded education, and we're able to do that by how we structure our programs. One of the very important things about your college education is having great academic advising. So think about your teachers or your high school counselors and how they help you make sure that you're doing well in your classes and that you're going to be successful in graduating. Within our programs, our academic advisors are degree specific, and you meet them from the very first day, and they will help you explore all of these programs. Will, do you have a question? I see you jump on.
Yeah, thanks. We did get a couple questions coming in. First up, I want to give a shout out to Anna. She says hi on the stream. So thanks for being here, Anna. And thanks to our, it looks like we're kind of up to about 9 different classrooms who are watching. Again, teachers, send us those questions. So some of the questions we got in, Kaylee, are asking, so first up, can you explain a little bit more about the Shark Tank?
Yeah. So with our entrepreneurship and innovation at ASU, as well as the unit that we host just within engineering, there's a lot of different programs and a lot of different industry partners and grants that we have for students to compete for funding. And so there's everything from this program called Venture Devils, where different teams and student teams who have their own startups compete, and they actually pitch, just like in Shark Tank. They pitch to a board of investors and faculty, and they have to sell their pitch in order to earn funding. And so one of the pitch competitions, the winners earn $100,000 for first place. I think second place is like $50,000, and maybe third place is like $20,000. We have the Edson grants and eSeed funding. And so in eSeed, students earn $1,000 the first semester, and then they compete again and pitch again. They can earn $2,000. We have so many different things that have come out of that. One of the ones that's my favorite is an app that some students made. It's kind of, it's for parking. And so basically you can rent out your driveway for parking for students at ASU. And it's actually something that you see all over the country now, because they've partnered with like hotels who have parking lots and different things like that. So if you are a driver and you know how hard it is sometimes to find parking because certain parking lots are only for that business, well, those businesses now can actually rent out and sell their spot to you. And so it benefits everyone. There's also another pitch competition where an engineering team won. And so it's a device that you can put in your ear, and it helps you with anxiety in different situations. And so they actually designed it for some golfers who had anxiety. And so they put these earbud devices in, it actually helps calm them. I know for students or families who have family members who might have like ADHD or different other disorders, that actually really helps. So it's not necessarily something that's only applied in sports. And that came out of our students. It was a computer science student, electrical engineering student, computer systems student, one of our robotics students was in there. So it's a variety of different really cool things, and really anything that you're interested in. We also have things like Devils Invent, which are just weekend hackathons, inventathons, where a student or a team can participate for just 3 days. And they have different themes. And actually some of them anyone can participate in, not just ASU students. And right now they are virtual, and you have industry partners and faculty who are your mentors, and you have different teams, and the teams compete, and then they'll win prizes or money at the end. And I know one of the ones that always sticks in my head, because I think it's gross, but it's very ingenious, is some students who designed batteries that operate off of urine. So if you're like out lost in the world, wow, and it's definitely a survival thing. Yeah. But those were just students at one weekend that decided to invent this. And so it's really, there's tons of ways that you can get your own company off the ground.
Well, I don't want to ask how they test that project, but anyway.
I didn't either. I was like, that's a great project. Good job. Congratulations.
Well, and what's great about it is that, there's a lot of fear and anxiety a lot of times in business pitches when you get older and stuff. And so if you can mitigate some of that by getting it out of the way, at a younger age, and you just get used to it, it's like anything, right? It's like giving a presentation or public speaking. The more you do it, the easier it becomes. And so I think these pitches sound like a really, really, really cool thing for any of these entrepreneurs. Anybody who wants to start a business or get involved in manufacturing is a great way to get that foot in the door. I think that's very, very, very cool.
Yep. We also have students. I've watched Shark Tank and seen some of our students on there. So
that's awesome. There you go. I mean, it's the real world Shark Tank, right? So two other questions we have are, so what is a National Merit Scholarship? I think you mentioned that earlier on.
Yeah. So it's a national award by College Board, who oversees like test taking, SAT, ACT. And actually now this year, they have more national awards. So there's National Scholar, National Hispanic Scholar, National, Mark, is it Rural? I think Indigenous, and National Black Scholars. There's 5, right, Mark?
Correct. Yeah, there's quite a few more categories that they listed in there. Really, it comes down to the PSAT. And so if you guys are planning to take the PSAT, that is usually the qualifying test that will indicate whether you're a National Merit semifinalist, if you're a National Hispanic Scholar, National Achievement Scholar, and it's through the National Merit Scholarship Corporation through College Board.
Awesome.
And so universities across the country usually will offer scholarships based on merit that are based on national scholars. And so if you are a student in high school right now and you are looking to come to college in the fall, you want to make sure that you have a FAFSA on file, because if you qualify for any of those merit awards, ASU will provide scholarships for those students. Our priority deadline for financial aid for national awards is January 15th. So you want to get your ASU application in and make sure you have a FAFSA, and we'll revisit that at the end of this presentation.
Awesome. Okay. And then one more before we move on here. So is ASU in person or are you online right now?
We are both.
Hybrid.
We have won number 6 in innovation or number 1 in innovation for 6 years in a row. Sorry, I haven't had coffee yet today. I have the tattoo and everything. So we are very proud of that. We're constantly innovating and our students are innovators. So we have a couple options for our students. We have iCourses, which are online. So students who are out of the country or who do not feel comfortable coming to class can take iCourses. We also have ASU Sync. And so there have the option to do in-person or virtual. And so all semester, that's where we've been. After Thanksgiving, we only have 1 more week of classes. And so that will be virtual for students just because we know everybody's traveling and seeing family. But then when classes come back in the spring, right now we are also ASU Sync and iCourse.
Okay.
And we have students on the campus and everything.
Great. Okay. All right. I'm going to turn it back over to you then.
Yeah. So one of the things that I just want to encourage you to do is go to our website, our Fulton Schools website, and I'll actually share a link with Will later so you can share out with everyone where you can explore the different programs. We have videos posted for each of our disciplines, so you can take some time, listen to and watch the video. It talks about the classes that you would take. It talks about career outcomes. And then there's a student like Irvin, who's at the end of the session, who's talking about their experience in that program. One of the things that I find in working with students is you don't always understand what each of the disciplines are. And the more comfortable you are exploring those and finding what's a good fit for you, the more successful you're going to be. ASU has over 400 degree programs, and we're constantly creating more. We want to make sure that you have the opportunity to customize your time, to build that experience that you want for yourself. So our students in Fulton, you'll find them with multiple degree options. So they might have an engineering major like computer science, and then they might pick up a minor, maybe in digital design, and then maybe they have a certificate in gaming. Some students will pick up a language as a second degree program, really whatever it is that you're interested in inside and outside of the classroom. Now, some of these programs will have a higher admission requirement, like a higher GPA requirement or a test score if you have a test score on file. But those are all through the website. And if you have questions about that, you can always ask us. But even if you pick a program and then you start ASU and you find that there's a different one that speaks more to you, whether it's within our college or within ASU's university, you definitely have that ability to change your major. About 40% of students in college are actually going to change their discipline. And so we understand that, and we want to make it easier for you to find your fit. But when we're working with students and we're talking about how to pick a program, how do you pick something that's going to affect what you do for the next 4 to 10, 20 years, depending on what you choose. And so some of the questions that we always ask is, one, what types of questions do you like to solve? That's what our students are doing. Engineers solve problems. We ask our students, what do you like to do? What kind of questions do you like to solve? And then think about, do you want to be in a research lab? Do you want to continue on to get a graduate degree? Maybe you want to go on and be a doctor or a vet, or maybe you want to go into law school. Maybe you want to go directly into industry. Maybe you want to start your own company. And so some of our programs lean more towards those different outcomes. And so I would ask yourself that question. We have a variety of programs that incorporate business and engineering work very well together. And so there's some disciplines that offer that option. For students who are interested in computers and computing, think about how much programming you actually want to do, you're actually interested in. Some programs are a lot heavier in the programming languages like Python and C++ and Java. So that's definitely something to pay attention to. And then sometimes it's as easy as, what campus do you want to be on? Our Tempe campus is a traditional large university feel. We have a lot of students normally who are on campus, whereas at the Polytechnic campus, it's the same size, but there's generally less students on the ground. It feels like a smaller liberal arts college. So you get both feels. And you can take advantage of anything on any campus, whether or not that's your academic residential home. Some things that you can do while you're exploring whether or not a STEM degree or an engineering degree is the right fit for you is go to our website, watch the videos, look at the curriculum maps, look at the map of what classes you would take as a student in that program. We also have a lot of articles posted on our website. Our ambassadors actually did their own little webinar series that they'll do every month just about their own experience. We have a variety of programs that we offer virtually. And then once we're back in person, things you can participate on in person, like residential camps and coding camps, things like that. But we actually offer the opportunity for you to connect with one of our current students via Zoom right now, or Google Classroom, as I know some of you are using. And so you can actually request those appointments through our website. And you can go on our Fulton Ambassador page, find a student that matches maybe your background or your interest, and chat with them about how they picked their program, why they chose ASU, maybe questions that might help guide you in whatever you're interested in. We do also offer courses that you can take as a high school student that are ASU classes. And then we offer accelerated degrees as well. So if you're a student who knows that you want to get a graduate program, you can actually combine your undergraduate and graduate degrees, so a bachelor's and a master's, and get that done in less time. So if you have questions about that, you can always ask, and I can go into advanced degrees in more detail. But the big question we always get is, where do your students go? What companies are they working for? You can find this slide on our website, but you can see Amazon is a top employer of ASU students. They are a big partner at ASU. We have a lot of government participation as well. Boeing and Honeywell are huge partners for our programs. I know a lot of students actually that work there. And so you can actually find the full list of companies who work with our students and interview them and hire them on our website. 84% of our students within 6 months of graduation have a job in their field of interest, and 20% of our students are going on to continuing education. You'll see some overlap in those numbers because you can actually find companies who pay you to get a master's or a PhD. And so I know actually quite a few students who have done that. But you can go explore that online. If you're a student who knows where you want to work, we get a lot of students interested in SpaceX or NASA. I would encourage you to go to those company websites and look at their internship lists, look at who they're hiring, and that might help you pick a program if you know that that's where you want to work. But one of the things that's really important to us in trying to get you where you want to be at graduation, getting you that dream job or that graduate program, is you really need to make sure that you're getting more than just a degree. You're getting experiences, leadership experiences, research, internships, mentoring, experience speaking in front of others, like pitches, so that you have what you need, your toolbox, your skill set, to be the most competitive applicant for whatever job or grad program you're interested in. And so through our customized website, you can see all these different Fulton programs that we offer our students, both inside and outside of the classroom, to really help you build that toolbox. If you think about a resume, if you're a high school student and you've had to start thinking about that a little bit, there's a section at the top, a small section where you say where you went to college, where you got your degree, and then you still have to fill the rest of your page. That's a lot of information. That's a lot of experiences that we want to provide for you to fill, and so that you can get that experience. So for example, I know one of our Fulton ambassadors who did an internship with Amazon last summer, and before he even finished his summer, he already has a job lined up for when he graduates in May. The same thing happened to my brother. He graduated last May. The summer before graduation, he did an internship at Pepsi, and before he even finished his first semester of his senior year at ASU, he had a job at Pepsi. And so there's a lot of opportunities for students to do that. And so we encourage you to explore these different options. And wherever you decide to go to college, make sure that you're going somewhere that offers you all of these opportunities and experiences. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Mark.
Awesome. Thank you, Kaylee. So Kaylee took us through the world of engineering. I'm going to take us through the world of the sciences and the mathematics in the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences. And so Kaylee, if you can go to the next slide for me, please. And so to kind of revisit where the Phoenix metropolitan area, ASU, we have 4 different campuses across Phoenix. You'll find that many of the programs that I'm going to be discussing today are offered on multiple campuses. The programs that I'm going to spend our time, though, can be found at the Tempe campus. And the Tempe campus is our historic campus. You'll find most of our students there. We were founded as a teachers college, as our beginnings of Arizona State University. And so that's where you'll find most of our degree programs. But again, if you have the interest in maybe exploring one of our different campuses, you can certainly do that. We have shuttles that take students from campus to campus, and you can take different classes at different campuses as well. And so ASU is #1 in the US for innovation 6 years in a row, as Kaylee mentioned. And so what that means is we're breaking down traditional silos of higher education, and we're encouraging our students to work across those disciplines. Gone are the days of this is how we solve it and this is how we solve it only, right? We're going to need engineers at the table. We're going to need scientists at the table. We're going to need mathematicians, communicators. We're going to need problem solvers at the table. And so all of these different areas of expertise to come up with those new solutions to the challenges that we face today as a society. And so here's some quick numbers for you about the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences. And so we are the academic heart of ASU. And so at some point or another, almost all students at ASU come through the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, either by taking our English classes, math classes, or our science classes. As a college, we offer over 95 undergraduate degree programs. And so definitely want to spend some time talking a little bit about that, but want to spend most of our time talking about our sciences and mathematics as well. You see on the slide there, we have over 140 graduate degree programs. And so some of you might already be thinking, gosh, I want to get a master's or a PhD in X. We have a number of ways where you can craft that experience at the university. We have 1,200 faculty members and over 25,000 students pursuing degrees in our college. I know these numbers are pretty big, but I think big means opportunities. You'll find a lot of ways to get involved and get connected. And 31% of our students are also the first in their family to attend a university, which is a statistic we're pretty proud of as a college as well. Next slide for me, Kaylee. And so I'd be remiss to not mention how we as a college are structured. And so Kaylee represents the Fulton Schools of Engineering. We also have a business school. I represent the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences. And our college, we are spread across 3 different divisions. We have our natural sciences, we have our social sciences, and we have our humanities. And so all three of these divisions come together to find those solutions to the challenges that we face today. Within the natural sciences programs, so you'll find our biology programs, mathematics, physics, astrophysics, earth and space exploration, chemistry. In our social sciences, you'll find political science, communication, justice studies, anthropology, global health. In our humanities, you also find all of our non-English languages, history, philosophy, religious studies. And so when we think about ASU, we think about that journey, right? We think about you have what you're interested in, you're going to be equipped with the skills that you need to be successful in that area, but we're also going to work with you to look at issues through the lens of the social sciences, the lens of the humanities. And so you have different perspectives as you are working toward these solutions. One story that I often like to bring up here and kind of paints the picture a little bit, and I think it might fit with many of you joining us today. Our former student, Nick. Nick came to us as a biological sciences major. He knew that he wanted to go on to medical school, but in order to be a competitive candidate for medical school, he needed to expand his resume a bit. And so he decided to participate in a research opportunity with a faculty member in our School of Transborder Studies and looked at how diabetes affects our Latinx populations here in the Phoenix metro area. And so he took his skills in the biological sciences world, applied it into the School of Transborder Studies, built a research around that, collected data, interpreted the data, and he took it one step further and also minored in Spanish through our School of International Letters and Cultures, and to allow him the opportunity to connect with the families that he's working with. So now Nick is actually working to become an oncologist at the University of Virginia. And so that's Nick's story. That's his pathway. I think some of you, many of you, might be thinking careers in healthcare. We'll get into some of that a little bit later here as well. But Kayla, if you can go to the next slide for me, please. And these numbers just illustrate the strength that we have in the natural sciences and the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences. And so over 70 degree programs, 60% of our students are female, and over $140 million in research expenditures. And so wanted to share these numbers with you to show you the breadth of opportunities and our strength in numbers in the natural sciences. And if Kaylee goes to the next slide for me, I'll share with you a list of the degree programs that we offer here. And so in the natural sciences, we have 7 academic units where our students live. And so School of Earth and Space Exploration houses programs, for students who are interested in studying space, the Earth, galaxies, stars. Our School of Life Sciences is our largest academic unit, home to students who want to study biology, genetics, conservation biology, neuroscience. Interplanetary Initiative is in our technological leadership program, looks at different aspects and perspectives and again, craft sort of those new and innovative ways to the challenges. For my mathletes, if you love numbers, if you love math, our School of Mathematical and Statistical Sciences houses programs like actuarial science, data science, statistics. Molecular Sciences houses our biochemistry, medicinal chemistry program. Physics, home to one of our Nobel Prize winners, Dr. Frank Wilczek. Students in physics have the opportunity to work alongside excellent, outstanding faculty as well. And another one of our popular programs, psychology. You might be thinking, wait a minute, psychology, isn't that typically sort of a social science? Well, here at ASU, we approach psychology through the lens of understanding the human brain and how that impacts emotion, behavior, decision-making. So a lot of math and science come into that place as well. And so these degree programs that you see listed on the screen are the opportunities and the options that you have. I offer both Bachelor's of Science and a Bachelor of Arts degrees in many of these areas. And so biggest difference between the BA and the BS, the BA does require a foreign language component, whereas the BS does not. In lieu of the foreign language, students in the BS programs actually take courses in science and society. They explore questions like, is this ethical? How does what we're doing impact society? And so in our natural sciences and the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, you have many opportunities to explore from the smallest of molecules to the world beyond. So next slide for me, Kaylee. I know we got a few more minutes here. And wanted to touch on the PreHealth aspect. And so we have a pretty robust PreHealth advising connection and support at Arizona State University. And so for those of you who are thinking about, I want to go to med school, I want to go to dental school, I want to go to PA school or PT school, we have our PreHealth pathway programs. There's not a major at ASU that equals, med school or PA school or dental school. What med schools are looking for, of course, completing the prerequisites that's needed for their programs, but also looking at the opportunities that you get involved with outside of the classroom, research, internships, service leadership. Those kinds of opportunities can help build upon your resume. And our advisors in PreHealth can certainly connect you with those opportunities and get you involved with that. With PreHealth, I'll find a lot of students who are pursuing degrees in our biological sciences programs or biochemistry programs, or even psychology programs. But I also have students who are global health majors, who are English majors, who do want to pursue the pathway for medical school. And so, we provide you with the support and resources that you need to be competitive and successful candidates for med school. So happy to talk more about that if anyone has questions about PreHealth. Kaylee mentioned some resources to help you understand a little bit more about our degree programs. ASU, yes, we have over 400 degree programs. How do you navigate all of this? How do I understand a little bit more about what these programs entail? These major maps are a really good resource for you to explore what your 4 years will look like at the university. So these major maps are actually put together by the faculty of the different programs at ASU and say, what does a successful student in biological sciences need to graduate from ASU? Psychology, political science, those mathematics. And so what we're looking at is an example of a student in biological sciences, the BS program. This is an example of what they'll take in their first semester at ASU. So really, if you're exploring, you're thinking about the different majors, pull up these major maps and compare them with each other. I think the 300, 400 level courses, so maybe your junior, senior year, comparing those courses will give you a better insight into, oh yeah, I really like looking at the human brain. I really like looking at data and numbers and understanding a little bit more on that aspect. So take an opportunity, and if you guys are in middle school, if you're still early on in your high school career, pull up these major maps. Upper right-hand corner there, the college.asu.edu actually lists all of our degree programs, and you can identify the major maps for our degrees there, and you can, again, compare with each other. Kaylee, next slide. And similar to the Fulton Schools of Engineering, we also do offer accelerated pathways. That means you can reduce your time to complete both a bachelor's and a master's degree at ASU. So if you guys are taking AP classes right now, or if you're in IB classrooms, ASU does offer college credit for AP and IB scores. And so just something to keep in mind, that previous slide we saw, first year composition classes, for example, those AP credits, IB credits can certainly help satisfy those early on requirements, allowing you the opportunity to start taking more major specific classes, or the opportunity to double major, triple major, earn a minor, earn a certificate. There's a lot of ways to customize your time at the university. Next slide there, Kaylee. And just wanted to highlight a few of our faculty members, because we won't be where we are today without our great faculty. Dr. Josh LeBaron on the right-hand side, on the bottom right-hand side there, director of our Biodesign Institute. And he was actually leading the charge of where ASU was the first university in the state of Arizona to develop its first saliva-based COVID test. And so ASU was at the forefront of that. Dr. Lindy Elkins-Stanton, she is spearheading a program called Psyche. It's a mission where we're creating a spacecraft at the university in partnership with NASA, where we're sending it up to outer space to look at this asteroid called Psyche, made out of metal, help us understand a little bit more about the world around us. And in fact, ASU is only one of 7 universities in the nation that can create interplanetary spacecraft that can leave Earth's orbit. And so that's another cool opportunity, that our students have have a way to get engaged with as well. I'm gonna go to the next slide there. And like I said, we are gonna equip you with the skills that you need to be successful in your majors, but also think about those resources. Think about those student organizations, the internships, the research that you could combine with your experiences as a student here. And so I think we have one of our Kaylee's current students maybe tell a little bit about their experiences. I don't want to take his time.
Yeah, Irvin, you want to jump in and talk a little bit about your experience and how you picked your program and what you're hoping to do when you graduate this year?
Yeah, so my program, I chose it just because I've always enjoyed or been interested in how dynamic chemical engineering is, in the sense that if you want to get into medicine or a lot of different fields, pharmaceuticals or the production, for example, of car tires, you can do that. So that's kind of why I chose chemical engineering. And then my on-campus experience has been mostly research. So it's really cool to get kind of undergraduate research as well.
Awesome. So one of the things that we would encourage you to do before we're going to turn it over to questions in just a second. But again, make sure that you are connecting with universities wherever you're interested in going. Start connecting early, middle school, high school. The earlier you get involved, the better. One of the things that's actually really great to look into is First Lego League. And so they have programs from preschool all the way up through high school through FRC, first robotic competitions. And there's actually, we offer scholarships to students through our SMECA program for students who compete in STEM-based competitions for their time. It's actually one of the larger scholarships that Fulton offers students. So those are different types of things that you can look at. We have a lot of different things on our website. Teachers, there's a lot of things on our website that you can explore. A lot of recorded webinars from other sessions. So one of the really popular ones is our computing session that we've done a few times. Our faculty from our SITC school talk about for an hour about the difference between computer science and computer systems and informatics. And they use Amazon as an example at one point and talk about how the different positions work together. And so that's a really great session for students to watch who are thinking that they might be interested in computing. I always find that students who come into computing, if they've never experienced it before, are surprised by what it actually is. I know Mark's team has data science as a new program too. So definitely spend some time looking through the videos. We also have, this shows our audio tours. So students like Irvin, who are ambassadors, normally would give tours in person, and we don't do that right now due to COVID, but we actually had them record their tour at the different stops so that you could hear what they do in those different spaces, like the research that Irvin does in some of our spaces. So we'd encourage you to check that out. Attend virtual events. We host virtual things through ASU all the time. One that actually we're really excited about that you'll see us promote in about a week is called Holiday with an Engineer. One of our material science faculty is going to do a material science showcase where he's going to go into all of the things that people utilize in the holiday season and go into what they're made of, break a couple things. You know, that's always a hot topic. So there's lots of really interesting things that you can do through our programs and our website. And then don't forget, you can always meet with one of our ambassadors. I know, again, we'll mention that you guys are using Google Classroom and Google Chat, so we can do that instead of Zoom if that's better for you. But they actually will do high school visits virtually for your classroom. And Nina's team can send out a kit. They can lead an activity, or they can just talk about a specific discipline, and the ambassadors can talk about their experience. So that's something that you're interested in, you can let us know. And with that, I think, oh, sorry, this is just a plug. If you're a high school student, if you're a senior, please fill out a FAFSA. That's the free application for federal student aid. You never know what you might qualify for. There's a lot of scholarships at universities that require a FAFSA on file. So please work on that. We have a lot of different resources for funding your education. That's actually something that is very, very important to ASU, and President Crow is making sure that our students don't have a lot of debt when they leave us. And so there's a lot of different opportunities. We have a full scholarship website. Our financial aid unit at ASU is a 24-hour hotline. So there are workshops and different things that you can do to help either fill out a FAFSA or get information about how to fund your time there. This is scholarship season right now. Most scholarships are going to close in early February for next fall's students. So we encourage you to start looking at those. We know it's a really hard time to even start grasping what's going to happen next fall, but it is something that you need to start working on, start thinking about, and we're always here to help with whatever it is that you need. And with that, Will, if you want to jump on, we can answer some questions.
Yeah, awesome. And just to back up what you're saying about the FAFSA, it's awesome because it can be a variety of things, right? From grant money to free money to scholarships, and then all the way, of course, to student loans. I think that's very, very, very cool. Please take advantage of that, students. So we did get some questions coming in. So first up, I do want to give a shout out to, we have Frida watching from home. Of course, I think I mentioned this in the beginning, but here in New Mexico, we're all on lockdown. So Frida's watching from home. So thanks for joining us, Frida. So what if, and this is a good one, this is a common one that we've gotten throughout these recruitment presentations, but the student wants to know, what if I'm not sure if what I want to do when I get older?
Well, one of the great things to do is, like we mentioned, talk to current students and explore the websites, explore these degree videos, whether or not you're interested in ASU. They're great resources. Because we have so many programs, we pretty much are going to have anything that you might find at another university, so you can explore the degrees to help you find a job outcome. I think, asking yourself that question, what kind of questions do you want to solve? What do you want to do? I know personally, I thought I was going to be marine biology all the way, and then I went to an out-of-state school on the coast, and I hated the cold. Would have been really cool if I'd figured that out before I made that choice. So when you're thinking about a program, you really want to think about what that career outcome is. I could never go out into the ocean on a rainy day on a boat and then go dive. Like, I couldn't do that. I just don't do the cold very well. So, those are different types of things. I've actually talked to a lot of students who are interested in marine biology, and I'm like, oh, so you like the cold? You like the rain? And they're like, what? I go, yeah, I mean, you're on the water most days. You got to kind of think about that. So thinking about things like what they apply to. Also think about, if you're a high school student, one of the things that I always encourage you to do is, again, look at the companies that you think are really cool or that you might want to work at and see who they're hiring, what types of positions, and work backwards. Talk to current students at universities, meet with our ambassadors, meet the staff, set up appointments with recruitment staff, and they can talk to you about options. But I think the student piece and looking at what our faculty are doing too and how they got to where they are really great ways for you to find those paths. I don't know if Mark.
Yeah, and again, you don't have to have it figured out on day one. So I actually teach classes for first-year students, and I have a number of students who came in week one. Gosh, I don't like my major. What can I change? And that's how we're here to kind of help you, support you in terms of navigating what's out there. And sometimes you take a class and you're like, oh gosh, I'm really interested in this. Wait, there's a major in this? This is awesome. And so, that's part of, while with ASU, you have to apply to a degree program, you're not stuck there. If you want to change your major, we can help you do it. You want to add a second major, we can help you do it. So just utilize the resources you got.
Yeah, and what's great too about these programs is that you can always lay the foundation and kind of the building blocks and the cornerstones for a lot of these programs, right? There's a lot of classes that have similar kind of bases and similar core classes, right? That everyone has to take, and so it's I think this is a common experience for a lot of students is you don't really figure out what you want to do. Some students get it right away, and that's awesome, but sometimes it takes you a couple of years, and that's okay, right? These programs are designed to help you through that process. So I think that's great. Thank you for that, Kaylee and Mark. And this is a good one, I guess, kind of in the same vein that just came in, asking about what high school students can do now to maybe prepare if they're looking into like ASU engineering. Is there something that, hey, how can I prepare myself for this?
Yeah, I would say the first thing to do at any university you're looking at is look at the admission requirements as early as your first year in high school. So one of the things that is important if you're looking at our programs in engineering is students cannot have deficiencies in math or science. And all that means is that you have to take 4 years of math and 3 years of a lab science. Well, there's a lot of students who don't take the full 3 years. I know at ASU, we do require 2 years of the same foreign language. And so things like that, making sure that you're going to meet the correct admission criteria for your program. But start joining different student organizations, professional teams, like I mentioned, like if you're interested in coding, there are so many hackathons and things that you can do from home. Even our college students are doing that are outside of ASU. You can teach yourself programming languages. You know how many students have come in to like their first year and they spent their summer teaching themselves these things online. You don't have to have that knowledge when you come in. Does it make it a little bit easier? Sure, but it's not required. The other thing is reach out to different orgs like our SHIP, which is the Society for Hispanic Professional Engineers. Irvin is part of that organization. They have a lot of chapters in high schools and even middle schools, and you can start connecting with them. These professional societies that have really, really strong networks across the US are great ways for you to get hands-on experience before you graduate college. And sometimes they even offer those things in high school. And so those are some ways. Do camps, different programs, talk to faculty. We have faculty that are always willing to meet with students.
Yeah. And I know you did mention like the first Lego League and the first robotics and everything. Yeah, and it's great. I mean, there's even stuff here that you can begin in New Mexico. I know that we have a first Lego League who participates in Discovery Festival every year, and a first robotics. So yeah, there's some really awesome stuff. Do you have anything to add there, Mark?
Everything that Kaylee mentioned.
Awesome. Perfect. Okay.
Exactly. Yep.
I saw your mic turn on, so I was like, I don't know.
Oh, I was typing away on something here, and I was like, I probably should mute that. No, but yeah, I echo exactly what Kaylee's talking about. I mean,
Awesome.
you know, one thing with us, right? Our admission requirements at ASU, we pride ourselves on who we include rather than exclude and how they succeed. And I think that's one of the pillars of commitment that we have at ASU is, hey, you meet our admission requirements, you're going to be successful here. And, you know, other institutions, they're like, oh, well, we only admit like 7% of our applicant pool, and they're very elitist. At ASU, that's not how we operate. We want to ensure that, you know, if you meet our admission requirements, you will thrive here. You'll have the support and the resources to help you figure out what is it that you want to do. You know, and that's okay if you don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out myself. So
I would also say we realize that that a university right after high school, a four-year university, is not the right fit for everyone. We want to make sure that you make the decision that is right for you. So if you decide to go to a two-year institution, a community college before you come, we have pathways for that. We have ways for you to graduate from high school, go to a community college, but connect with us right away and work on a pathway so that your time at that community college is productive and connected to a program, so that when you do decide to transfer, if you transfer to ASU, you only have so much, you know, 2 years left or whatever it is. And so look at pathway programs as well, especially right now with everything with COVID. We know that that's going to be more prevalent probably this fall. So just keep those things in mind, that if it's not the right choice now, eventually it could be. And so still stay connected.
Awesome. Okay, great. And I think we have time, running a little bit over. Apologies there, teacher. So we'll have time for two more quick questions. The first of which actually you did answer early on. They're asking if you're doing virtual tours. And so you were saying that that there are virtual tours right now. Is that right?
Yeah, so there's a lot of things that are recorded already on the website. We're doing presentations like high schools that are activities for different classrooms. We also just do presentations like this. We have faculty that will do presentations. We have ambassadors who will do sessions. We are building like a virtual tour. It's like a VR type thing, but that won't be ready till the spring. And then there's a variety of other conference style virtual sessions that we offer during the year. Like Mark and I do this session a couple times and more to explore. But those are all pre-recorded from October, all the ones that our faculty did, that you can find through our webinar page, and you can have them shared out.
And the website that you see on the screen there, visit.asu.edu, that's a great place to start to register for live hosted Zoom webinar sessions. And it's an opportunity to connect with ASU admissions representatives to kind of get that broader ASU story, the different options, the different campuses, how to apply. And then there's different, what's that?
I said financial aid.
Financial aid, yep. And then there's also those different college sessions. And so if you want to spend more time with me and my team to learn more about the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, we host sessions. We also have some of our student ambassadors participate in that. Kaylee also hosts live sessions as well. So visit.asu.edu is a really good place to start off and explore what are we offering on the virtual realm.
Perfect. Awesome. And we did share that link inside of the YouTube chat I'm seeing here, in
Awesome.
addition to your contact information. So please take advantage of that. Teachers, copy that link, post it in your Google Classroom. We're counting on you for that one. And then final question here for today's program. And of course, if we don't answer your question, be sure to reach out to Kaylee and Mark there at their email. So final question, this is a good one. So we've been talking a little bit about this month, a dual credit program. And so some students are thinking about starting a dual credit while in high school. Do those transfer over to ASU?
Yes, there's actually a website that you can go to on ASU, so you can see some of those rules. And then we have in Fulton, we have our 3+1 maps. So we've actually taken some of our degree programs and have maps for the first year and how dual enrollment AP and IB credits will transfer into those different disciplines. And then if you're like a senior in high school and you're trying to figure out where to go, our academic advisors will actually sit down with you and help look at your transcript and map what that would look like at ASU. For students who are just trying to decide what to take, you can always reach out. Mark and I can help with those types of questions too.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Okay.
and with it, I know engineering is very rigid. Ours is there's more flexibility. And so if you're taking dual enrollment English, dual enrollment biology, psychology, sociology, or what have you, history, yes, ASU does award credit on the dual enrollment side, and then also AP, IB scores. And we can certainly help map that out for you. Yep, 4+1 or 3+1, kind of students are coming in with many different credits. I've had students who come in already as a first year student, but credits wise, they're like a junior. And so it's like, you've already taken care of your first 2 years in your major. How can we craft, your experience at ASU? Because the other thing I wanted to mention too, our merit scholarships are 4-year awards. And so, take advantage of that. So even if you're already bringing in all of these credits, you've wiped away the first 2 years, take advantage of a second major, take advantage of the accelerated pathway, because you might already have that funding behind you. So we could totally help you craft that pathway.
That's
And
awesome.
if you're looking for classes to take, maybe you're wanting to take like a computing class and your school doesn't offer that, ASU has open scale courses, which are offered online. We have CSE 110, which is Intro to Computing. We have FSC 100, which is Intro to Engineering. And it's $25 to take the class. And if you pass the class and you get a C or higher, you want it on an official college transcript, then you pay the course fee. But if you take the class and you don't do well, or there's another global pandemic or whatever happens, there's no penalty. It won't go on a transcript.
Pandemic.
I know. Listen, just saying, anything happens, you don't finish. That's okay. So those are things that ASU does offer. There's a wide variety of classes like that, and they're all ASU classes. And then if there's teachers who are interested in that, you actually can have a class sign up and do it as your class. So the ASU's got a lot of options.
Awesome. That sounds great. And again, we shared Kaylee and Mark's emails there inside the YouTube chat. So if you have any further questions or your question wasn't answered today, please be sure to reach out. We also shared, of course, the Visit ASU EDU link there. So please click on that, browse around some of the virtual exhibits. Otherwise, Kaylee and Mark, thank you. And Irvin as well. Thanks so much for being here today on the live stream.
Absolutely. Thank you for
You're
having
welcome.
us.
Thanks for having us.
All right, you guys.
Have a great day, everyone.
Enjoy the beautiful weather out in Arizona right now. So.
It is nice.
90 degrees, I think.
Yep.
Wow, sheesh.
Yep.
That's wild. Take care, you guys. Thank you so much.
Bye.
All right, you too. And I do want to announce to all of our students here, don't forget, we have coming up later today, the 19th, we have at 11 a.m. coming up here very shortly. We have New Mexico Tech. They're going to be talking about sound and vibration. So please come back and check that out at 11 a.m. here in about 20 minutes. And then at 1 p.m. today, we have DTRA, the Defense Threat Reduction Agency. So if you're in middle school or know a middle schooler, please swing back around for that. It should be awesome. And then a final piece, we do have Arizona State University coming back onto the stream on the 24th. So that's Tuesday, the 24th at 1 p.m. So if you have any other questions that we didn't answer today, please jump back on for that. Otherwise, I do want to just give one final shout out here to all of our wonderful sponsors. Again, without their support and their advocacy right now during this pandemic, what you're seeing would not be possible. So thank you so much. First up to Honeywell, our presenting sponsor for this entire event. Thank you so much, Honeywell. To Fidelity Investments. Fidelity is our Curie sponsor, and they are fantastic community partners of ours and have been for many years. So thank you so much, Fidelity. To Aztec Machine and Repair, Air Force Research Laboratories, the Defense Threat Reduction Agency, Kirtland Air Force Base, Micronet Solutions, Sandia National Laboratories, and Presbyterian Hospitals. Thank you all so much for your support. Otherwise, we'll see you here again in about 20 minutes. So stay healthy, stay safe, and we'll see you then.